Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan and Norm. It's good to see you.
Yeah, a little warm out there.
Yeah, oh boy, kind of topping off at around 100 degrees. You doing your usual outdoor activities?
Yeah, well, I was at Split Splash today. It was over 100, but it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, you're in the water most of the time, so you're in and out all the time. You cool down, it gets hot, cool down. The lines were not too bad.
All right, good.
But I'll tell you, I was at a Met game last night, 106 degrees at Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
And the Mets went down in the flames.
Yeah, what else is new?
7-3 against the Braves, but yeah, that's the Mets today.
All right, well, I'm glad you beat the heat and found some great outdoor activities.
I admit I didn't leave the house the last 2 days.
The air conditioning's been great. I'm doing like an old dad thing where I'm like shutting off like every light and everything, like just to, as if like my house is going to prevent, the whole neighborhood from a blackout.
There was actually somebody asked, there was at least some outages in the presidential section around here. Somebody said they were out a little bit. So I guess you're going to have that occasionally when everybody's running the AC.
Yeah, you get these rolling heat waves and you get some of the capacitors pop and whatever.
Yep.
So, let's start off with local politics, and I apologize beforehand to the audience because you're going to be saying, what? We've been following Moshe Hill, he's now running for...
It's the 5th Nassau County Legislative District.
Yeah, the District 5.
Rearranged.
And that is, I believe, this like super minority district that's been carved out and created, and who the hell?
It's definitely a change from where it was last year. This was at least partially Bill Gaylor's seat,
right? And
he is no longer running, but it's a newly carved out district somehow.
And he's running against Alina Nix, and she sounds like she's a relative newcomer. Doesn't have a whole lot of experience. She was elected February 25th to the 2nd Legislative District. And, all of these things kind of like circle back to Uniondale as being part of the base. So Moshe was at a Uniondale Empowerment Resource Center forum that he spoke, and John Baptiste Corellis, sorry. We always have Dania too.
That's what I'm here for.
And actually, we interviewed John Baptiste a while ago when he decided to run, and it was a great interview. Both Moshe and John Baptiste are from the Republican Party, so they had this forum that took place earlier this week in Uniondale. They covered a whole bunch of local stuff. Quite honestly, I almost fell asleep in the middle of it. Wasn't all that exciting. John Baptiste is, by the way, running against Dorothy Gooseby, and she's been around for a long time.
Forever.
Yeah, I mean,
her name is plastered all over the city hall on Washington Street. She's
and if we weren't clear, this is for the Town of Hempstead Council District 1 is
correct.
JB and Ms. Gooseby are running
and
against.
She's been a councilwoman since 1999, so she's really been around.
Yep.
And she led a landmark class action suit in 1988. Gooseby versus Town of Hempstead. I mean, she's a real inside player.
She's a fixture, yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting battle between John Baptiste and her, and it'll certainly be interesting as we see Moshe Hill, who's going to be battling Alina Nix. Apparently, there either was or is going to be a Democrat forum that either took place last Friday or maybe is taking place this Friday. I couldn't find any information. I mean, I kept searching, which is really not a good thing. This stuff should be really available.
Yeah.
So we're slogging through all this. Most importantly, and I'll say it for Dan, go out and vote. The school board this past year, 20% of the people voted.
Like that. Yeah. So, I mean, look, it's very hard to get people worked up about local political issues generally.
Yeah.
We've got this election will be in November sometime, so we're way ahead of the curve at this point. I do know there was some interest on us seeing if we could sit down with Alina Nix. I don't know if that's actually going to turn into anything, but listen, we're an open forum, and if we can get people, we will. But listen, like everything else, as we're about to talk about, what's going on in politics, even in June, is meaningful.
Oh, yeah. So yesterday, New York City had its Democratic primary, and Zohran Mamdani,
Yes.
I'd like to forget that name, is the winner. Here's someone who's coming in kind of from left field. He represented the 36th district, including Astoria, Ditmar, Steinway, and a whole bunch of areas in Queens. I don't know how else to say it, but you know what? As far as I can tell, he's just an out-and-out anti-Semite. People will disagree with me, and politicians will disagree with me, but I don't know how else to say it.
More importantly, he's an asshole.
There's that.
This is a guy who thinks, divestment and punishing Israel, trying to survive against 4 different armies, attacking it in the past 2 years. It's just unbelievable.
But anyway, what does that have to do with New York City? That's what I don't understand.
Look, I'm all for a millennial coming in. He's new, he's fresh, fine. First Muslim, great, terrific. It's a diversified city. Not this guy. Not this guy.
Well, unfortunately, he's got a huge lead going in. We'll see what kind of
he's got the Democratic nomination.
I will tell you from my own perspective. Listen, I every time somebody says I'm a socialist, I'm like, that's great, but we know what socialism has done in government. But this is a guy who has literally said we need to globalize the Intifada.
Yeah.
Okay, which for those of you not familiar with it, is essentially a way of saying we need, I don't know how else to put this, we need to attack Jews.
Yeah,
right? That's
exactly.
what it means.
That's
in
exactly what it
terms.
is. He wants to punish
You can't sugarcoat it. I mean, it is what it is. And even if you take out the anti-Semitic part, or the anti-Zionist, or the BDS, or the
whatever it is,
the Gaza, whatever. If you look at people like him who have run in the mayor of Los Angeles, the mayor of Chicago, those cities are in the process of being just destroyed from the inside out.
Yeah.
And this doesn't bode well for New York City. This doesn't bode well for certain groups like landlords, where his initial thing is he's just going to freeze all rent. Doesn't matter, who, what, where, what the costs are. The burden is on the landlord.
He doesn't get it. And they already have anti-landlord rules in effect in New York City. They can't pass along any construction that they do to improve the buildings. So they're not going to be improving buildings. Now this guy's going to stop increases in rent, even though people are paying more for heating.
Yeah.
They want the heat on, but they don't want to pay for the oil.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Oh, welcome to socialism.
Yeah, I will tell you.
Exactly.
I just took a look. It's hard for me to tell if I have this right, but it looks like something like 30% turnout. Again, it's a Democratic primary. It's not an election day. Here's the other problem, right? There is nobody on the Republican side that anybody has seen or heard of that I think is a credible challenge to this. Now,
Why? They have perfectly incompetent people running as well.
That's a fair point.
I happen to like the Sliwa on the radio.
I would take Sliwa.
And Adams will be running, I guess, as an independent. So,
and by the way, that may get him the win because by comparison, he looks sort of normal.
100%.
And the numbers of crime seem to be coming down, and a lot of things seem to be going in his favor. So, listen, Adams gig is into hate. Go at it and do what you got to do. But this guy, man, he just blows the big one.
Oh, man.
Maybe we should calm down with a TV commercial.
All right. And an apology for going New York City.
It's all good.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wenger, owner and operator of Tiffany Dry Cleaners. We've made things even easier. Schedule a cleaning pickup just with one click on our new app or website. And don't forget, we offer free pickup, delivery right to your door. Tiffany Dry Cleaners gets it just right.
All right, now let's get back into some local news. And this isn't even news, but I just found this so interesting. So last week I had to mail a box of stuff to my daughter who lives in Ohio. I go into the post office, and it's like the time, the lost time. It's like there's 6 people online, no one's moving. I think one of them passed out, didn't really make a difference. I was going out of my mind. I'm like, screw this.
Yeah.
And I left the post office. I went to UPS, went to the UPS on Hempstead Turnpike. You know, they opened up maybe like a year or so ago. No line, in and out in 4 minutes. Not only that, but they typed out all the information. I didn't have to write out on the little stupid green cards and then have them transcribe it. All done. It was $12 to ship the box, and it was a beautiful experience. So I went on Facebook and said, hey, you know, I had this great experience at the UPS and Hempstead Turnpike, because God knows the one in Dogwood doesn't always happen a good time. And there was a huge outpouring. And we had like over 2,000 post views and a whole bunch of threads. Every single thread was like, every single comment was, we love this place. I can't wait to go back. Can't wait to use all their other services. So really a shout out to the UPS store. We're not getting paid this is not an advertisement. It's just a really good local experience.
Yeah, I've had good experience there as well. Returning stuff. You bring them the package with the label on it, boom, they scan it, give you a receipt, you're done.
You're done.
In and out.
But this is the great thing about stuff like this, is that when you have people that recognize the need and they serve you and they do it efficiently and friendly, yeah, you know what, they deserve the credit. Thank you.
Service with a smile. Post office, not so much.
Well, also they're owners of their own business. The people in the post office, they got that job. Yeah, they're okay. They're good till the pension comes.
Yeah, I know. They're waiting for, you know, waiting for Godot. I mean, wow, what a crappy experience at the post office. Great experience at UPS. So, you know, schools are winding down, but there was this, we want to offer a big congrats to the Washington school students, Lexi, Dylan, Isabel, and Marie. They were all semi-finalists in Assemblyman Roz. There ought to be a law contest, which I think is a really great idea.
We should get some of those and read them. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think so, because God knows we can use, you know, some real young thought and, you know, maybe potential politicians. So great going at the school, and
nice job.
Shout out to also Assemblyman Ra for putting it all together.
Next story is the one that I love the best.
Oh, so Norm, you want me to marry you? I can do it.
I've been there, done that. But I wouldn't mind marrying people. I mean, what do I have to do? I pay $25. I become somebody that.
Yeah, I saw this in the Town of Hempstead website, and I was like, are you for real? So the Town of Hempstead has this program where you sign up and they give you a license for 1 day with a $25 fee. Yeah, I mean that's part of it, and you get a one day marriage officiant certificate, and you can marry whoever you want.
You used to have to be a captain of a ship or a pilot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now anybody can be. You can marry anybody you want.
I think
$25.
I think last year we covered the story where the Town of Hempstead politicians like Kate Murray, they were doing the officiating.
That was a Valentine's Day thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To renew the vows. Listen,
that's
why bother going through, you know, as many years of seminary or rabbinical school or whatever you'd have to do to become an official? Just $25, you're good for the day.
That's it. It's simple, and you know what? It's about as simple as our broadcast. We're getting ready for summer. Schools are over. Library is just arranging their 4th of July books. But if you need to cool off, go to the library. That's your go-to place.
It's getting cooler for the end of the week. So
and
hang in there.
And we did get a little bit more political, maybe a little bit more hot under the collar. But it is 100 degrees out. So have a great rest of the week.
Enjoy.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reister's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.